Do you obsessively look at your checkbook balance and your feelings about life sometimes are contingent on how much money is in the bank? In a way, King David of Israel was like that when he took a census of his troops and his people, and he was punished by God for having done it. Let's talk about this and the thing in which you place your trust on today's edition of Truth for a New Generation. Hi, Alex McFarland here. So glad you're watching. You know, we get this question a little bit, or occasionally, about David taking a census. This is in 1 Chronicles 21 and 2 Samuel 24. And David took a census, and he was punished by God. Now, people ask this question, and then I'll give the practical application. You know, David numbered his people, numbered his troops, took a little bit of inventory, got a slap on the wrist from God. In fact, a big slap on the wrist, because 70,000 people ultimately died as a punishment. Now, people say, why? Well, this is one of those examples of how the Bible, and specifically the Old Testament, has lessons for us drawn from history, drawn from God's interaction with the people of Israel. And sometimes our modern minds have trouble really understanding this. But if you read in 2 Samuel 24, one of the motivators for David taking that census, which was really against God's directive, Satan motivated David to do that, but also, rather than really trust in God, he was apparently trusting in his own strength and the numbers of people and his armaments, and there were some options. Gad said, okay, here's how God is going to punish you. And David chose to fall into the hands of God rather than fall into the hands of his enemies. But, you know, some good came out of that, because David bought a piece of land, built an altar, consecrated this land to the Lord, and received forgiveness from God. Do you know, in the New Testament book of Romans 8:28, it says, and this is a great promise, for we know that all things work together for the good to those that love God and who are the called according to his purpose. Now, it doesn't say all things are good. Some things are bad. Some things are rotten. Sometimes we go through hard times based on our own poor decisions. But God is so big and powerful and providential, and God is omnibenevolent. God is all good, that even our less than ideal decisions, even our bad decisions, even our overt disobedience, if we surrender to God, he's willing to bring something good out of it, just as he did in the life of David. And so, being confident of this, Philippians 1:6, that God who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it unto the day of Jesus Christ. Here's the thing. Don't obsessively look at your bank balance. I mean, be responsible with what you've got. Don't trust in your money, your youth, your influence, your power. God's entrusted all those things to you, perhaps. But ultimately, trust in God and his word, and trust in his truth. Listen, time and again, history has shown it. I've even learned it in my own life. The best thing, the wisest thing, the safest thing, the most empowering thing you can do is trust in the Lord, trust in his word, trust in his plan for your life. Oversee what you've got to look after, but ultimately know that your destiny and your security is in the hand of God, who will never fail you, and he can't be taken away. The stock market can dip. You can lose a decade of earnings in an afternoon. Many people know that. But what you have in the Lord is eternal and is secure. So build and bank on that and trust in that. This is Alex McFarland with Truth for a New Generation. Please share us with social media. We're on Twitter, Alex McFarland. On Facebook, Rev, R-E-V, Rev Alex McFarland. On YouTube, Truth for a New Generation. And I'm also on the road, coming soon to a city near you. My schedule is on my website, alexmcfarland.com. All of our books and the upcoming book release, fall 2021. Hey, I want to say God bless you. Trust in the Lord. God is for you. He'll never forsake you. Stand strong in him. God be with you.
If you want change in your life, then come to Charis.
People don't just come here and leave the same. I mean, you can't.
You don't know what you want into your life. Let's go find out together.
Be a water walker. Step out.
and He's going to make a way regardless.
You have no excuse not to go to Charis Bible College.
You will be changed.